Hi, I'm Mike Prospero with Tom's Guide, and today I'm going to talk about the Samsung Gear Fit 2. This is Samsung's newest wearable. It's a fitness device. It goes on sale today for $179. You can read our full review at tomsguide.com, but I just wanted to walk you through some of the features and show you how it compares to some of the other leading fitness trackers on the market. So first off, for $179, you're getting a pretty good deal. This has GPS built in, Bluetooth, heart rate monitor, and you can even store up to 4 gigs of music on here. So you can basically take your music with you when you go running, for example, or you go to the gym. So it means you don't have to carry your phone with you if you're out for a run, which for those of you who ever tried that, and if you have a phablet, you know, that's a huge bonus. Surprisingly, that's a feature that you don't get on too many other fitness trackers. The only other one that has that feature really is this TomTom. This is the TomTom Cardio Spark Plus Music, and it costs, I think, a bit, I forget offhand, but it costs a bit more than this, and you don't get as many features. Let's take a look at some of the other things that the Gear Fit 2 has. One of the first things is that there's a color display, which is really nice in most situations, but I found that when you're outside in direct sunlight, it can get a little bit hard to see. There is a way you can, up the brightness. You can slide that down, and then you just increase the brightness, and there's a daylight mode, but it only keeps it for about 5 minutes, and then it dims back down to another level. So if you're running and you crank up the brightness to start with, after 5 minutes it goes back down. So you sort of, I had to sort of cut my hand to look at the screen to see what was going on. Another feature of this thing, you can see how thin it is. It really sort of, the profile is fairly low, and it's similar, I guess, in some respects to the Microsoft Band 2. You can see the two side by side here. Their profiles are equally thin. One nice thing about Samsung's device, though, is that it doesn't have this bulky charger thing and contacts at the bottom, so that's a plus. Now, like many premium fitness devices, this has a heart rate monitor, and I found it to be pretty active. It's not going to be as accurate, as something, for example, like a chest strap, something that Polar sells, for example. But it does a fairly good job. You want to keep it tight to your wrist, though, which is one of the issues I had with this device. So if you can see the strap for it, it goes through like this, and then it clicks into this band here, like so. The problem is when you put this on, I'll demonstrate for you, put it on like this, and then you have to sort of cinch it backwards and then sort of hold this in place while you press it in to make sure it's a tight fit. So it gets to be a bit of a pain. I wish it had like a regular watch clasp, sort of like the Fitbit Charge HR does. I mean, this is tried and true technology. I don't know why people keep trying to reinvent the wheel for these things. This one has it. This one has it. This is the Garmin Vivo. Oops, excuse me, dropped it. This is the Garmin Vivo Smart HR. This is our current favorite fitness tracker, and it too has a heart rate monitor, but a traditional watch clasp. However, this costs $149. This one costs $179, so it's only $30 more. And this one the Samsung has built-in GPS. So that's a feature you usually don't see on devices this cheap. And that's also one of its selling features, because it really is something you can almost replace a real GPS running watch. For dedicated runners, I would say you should stick with a real GPS running watch. But if you were just like to go out a few times, and stay active, and you're fairly active, then this is a pretty good device to get, because you do get a lot of features for the price. However, another caveat is that this only works if you have an Android phone. So you can't connect this to an iPhone, which is, I think, kind of a big bummer considering how many people actually have iPhones. So this works. It integrates with Samsung's S Health app, and you can also get notifications from your phone too. But like I said, you have to have an Android phone to do it, and it has to be running Android 4.4 or later. So that's a quick rundown of some of the major features of this. Like I said, another thing that I really liked about it was that I could put music on here and you stream it via Bluetooth to a pair of headphones while you're running, and it's great. It's you can swipe between tracks, which is handy. And if you do have your phone with you, you can also stream from both Pandora and Spotify. And with Spotify, it'll even show little what do they call it? Little cards, little icons that show the album art. That's what I meant. I was looking for album art. That's what it shows. It shows album art from various musicians as you're playing, which is a pretty cool feature. Of course, you need your phone with you for that, but some people, if you have it handy, then it's not a bad thing. But if you want to be as minimalist as possible while you're out running or biking or on the treadmill, this is a very handy device to have because it'll track your heart rate, it'll track your distance and your location, and it's got music built in as well. So all in all, it's a very good device. There are some issues with it. The battery life is kind of short. I got about 2 days out of it, which is about a bit less than most other watches. This one here, with the this Garmin and with this Fitbit, you can get about 5 days out of it, as well as some of the other ones. You get a lot longer battery life. The Microsoft Band also only about 2 days, which is also disappointing. So that's one drawback, as well as not being able to see the screen really well outdoors. But overall, this is a very good device. I think many of the issues I had with it, which you can read in my full review on tomsguide.com, a lot of them can be solved via software, I think. Little improvements that Samsung can do to it. But so overall, it's a very good device, and it's got a great price. So if you have any more questions or comments about it, feel free to leave them in Tom's Guide forums or on the review of the of the Samsung Gear Fit 2. For Tom's Guide, this is Mike Prospero.